Welcome to Marty Stewart Living Cheaply. Today we're going to take a look at Christmas. It's that time of year, and I want to make sure that you can decorate your house on the outside as beautifully as you do on the inside, and do it for virtually no cost at all. Today we'll be looking at 4 projects, the first of which I think you'll find pretty interesting. We all have in our attic or at a garage sale a ball of lights like this, and it's frustrating to untangle them. That's certainly true for me. But really, they can serve a very pretty purpose. They can be used to simulate a snowball, so there's no need to untangle them. Let me show you how this works. Slip them in and it lights up, and you get a beautiful snowball effect. You can place this in a bush, on your lawn, near the mailbox. It will certainly brighten up your Christmas house with the effect of snow. The next common project that we have is something I would call an accent light. Most of us in our homes have a trouble light such as this, and they're very, very useful for something I would call accent lighting. Cut a nice clean line down the length of the wrapping paper, being careful to keep a nice crisp edge. Once this is cut, wrap it around your trouble light and cut off any excess paper. Be sure you're careful with the scissors. Now, using rubber bands, rubber band the Christmas wrap to your trouble light. These particular rubber bands I get in Malaysia. I have a condominium there, and the little children on the beach hand make these rubber bands from a latex plant that grows nearby. You'll probably need 2 of them. Plug your lamp in. This is a grounded plug. It has 3 prongs. You want to match those 3 prongs into the holes corresponding on your power cord. Don't touch the prongs as you insert them. There. And turn it on. And there you have an accent light that will certainly beautify your home throughout the holiday season. What would a holiday be without a holiday wreath? And yet you go to the stores and they're so expensive there. But you can make one on your own, and it's easy to do. First, you'll need some surveyor's tape that you've taken off of construction sites. There's plenty of it there, and they shouldn't mind you taking just a little. Some adhesive dots from conferences that you've attended, and perhaps some bread tags and a little bit of wire. The last thing you'll need is a branch, and I suggest that you go to your neighbor's house when they're not home, and on any of their trees select an appropriate branch, cut it with a hacksaw or any kind of saw that you have, and bring it back to your home. I've got one from my neighbors that I'll bring and show you now. This is a fine example of a Douglas fir. Note the full foliage and the nice springy leaves. It's very fresh. I cut it just this afternoon. When you make your wreath, you'll want to find some strong boughs that you'll be able to bend, but bend without breaking. Trim them up so that the branch is of even consistency. And this thick part, you may need to really take a good blow at it, but it looks like I've got it there. And this will form the basis of our wreath. Simply bend it around like this. I use copper wire. Mostly I take it from phone company trucks when they're unattended. It's a good source for that. Wrap it around until it's nice and firm and use pliers to cut it and twist it into shape. Bend your two other ends towards each other, and again with the same wire. Wrap them around firmly, cut and twist. There you have the basic shape of the wreath. Now it's time to decorate it. The dots that I mentioned earlier can go on and look like festive berries. They add a lot of color, don't they? If you haven't been to a conference and don't have these small dots that are usually left on the table, you can use bread twisties. Don't these look a lot like cheerful berries? I choose the red ones, and they can simply go on branches, and it's nice to form a little cluster of them. Sometimes you can use white ones to give the effect of mistletoe. But my favorite thing to do is to use cherries. These are cherries that you can find at most restaurants near closing time. They're sitting on cakes and pastries and sometimes in the bar and drinks. This is about a month's worth of my collection. You simply take the berries and a length of wire and thread it onto the wire. I like to do 3 at a time. Cut the wire to appropriate length and then wrap it around the wreath, just like that. Well, we're nearly done. We need to form a bow for the wreath, and I do use that surveyor's tape that I mentioned earlier. Something that's just in a festive strips, maybe one that forms a loop, and put those together again with a rubber band, and that can be put on the base of the wreath to add the bow. And there you have a holiday wreath that anyone would be proud to put on their front door. Hi, another project that we're doing today is going to be making lawn ornamentation. At Christmas time, people enjoy decorating their lawns, but it's often very expensive. I think we have a solution that you'll enjoy. What I call it is a safety barrel snowman. You can find safety barrels at most construction sites. Safety barrel like this can usually be found in front of a large pit or other road hazard. Believe me, they have more than they need. Feel free to take one. Safety barrels like this have become collectibles. This one was made in 1982. What we'll start with is the body, and then we'll move on to the head and arms. I like to cover them with butcher paper. This is easy to get to. Go to your local market, order a lot of meat, and then cancel the order. The butcher will have already ripped out the paper, and you can use it for your project. Simply put the butcher paper here, affix it with one piece of tape, and then roll the paper around your barrel, making sure that you cover all the right spots. When you reach the end of your roll, simply grab a piece of tape and tack the paper down. The next thing we need to make is the head. This is a fishing float that I found on my beach near my house in Maine. It's a wonderful house, and a lot of things that are rather beautiful wash up on the shore there. Here's a cone that I found at a construction site. These are a dime a dozen, and no one will miss one if you take it. We're going to put this on here to form a funny carrot nose. To do that, I like to use a roofing coiler nail gun. Here's the gun I'll be using. It's a Stanley Boss Stitch roofing nailer gun. It takes about 100 pounds of pressure to run a gun like this, and you'll need a sizable compressor to do that. Let me go get mine. Here she is. Plenty of horsepower to do the job. Locate where your nose is going to be on the face, place the nail gun, and fire nails in each corner. There. We'll put the head on using these 2-inch clamps. Every snowman needs arms, so we'll use these branches that I found in my backyard. Now all he needs for a finishing touch is to have a little muffler. At construction sites, they often have this kind of tape just laying around. Take a length of it, tear it off, wrap it around his jolly little neck, and tie it in a sweet little muffler bow. And there you have it, a safety barrel snowman that will grace your lawn this Christmas. So that's the end of our show today. And remember, it doesn't cost a lot to decorate your home. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. This is Marty Stewart for Marty Stewart Living Cheaply.